Okay. So we are waiting till like
Helen's
minutes.
coming. Just
Okay.
some minutes.
Irina.
Hi guys, I am in public transport. I will be listening, but probably I will be not available to say nothing.
Okay. Let's wait, Olen. Okay. I think that now that's Ellen, we can start.
Yes, Helen's here.
Okay. Okay. Just 1 second.
Let's move, guys, let's move.
We are here. Let's move. So, topic of today, LEED assessment protocol condominium. I will start just showing the condominium that unfortunately to now is just into Italian version. That's why we are taking long to like in a way translate in English and in Ukrainian. So basically, what is the protocol and what does it do? Actually, the protocol is a way to give a score, assess the process of construction of a condominium standing to the LEED protocol. So as you can see from this table, Ellen and someone of you have already seen, is a series of credits, so points that are given to the different phases of construction of the building, standing some area of of pertainance of sustainability. These areas are resilience, sustainable site construction, water management, energy management, and so on. So each one of these credits, each one of these area have a certain number of credits. These RE1, RE2, RE3 are the so-called credits that are given the final score. Okay. As I said at the beginning, the LEED protocol in a way is concepting the building as a full process, so not just at the end, but till the beginning, till the end. So the logic of LEED is to like ensure sustainability from the beginning to the end. That's why each credit is given if some actions are taken into 4 phases of construction. So the preliminary phase, the project phase, the execution phase, and the conduction phase. So just to recap, LEED protocol is a protocol that is giving finally a score to the building. The score is taking in consideration the full process of building. The scores is given on the basis of some credits that are organized in areas of sustainability, like resilience, sustainable construction site, water management, energy management. You will see into this file that we are saying we are making together in English and Ukrainian. The credits, so the points that are scoring then you can say the building, are given if some action during the process of construction are taken. Okay, if something is taken in consideration. The action, properly because as I said, the LEED protocol is considering the full construction process from we can say the preliminary phase to the post execution. The action are like P, preliminary, project execution, conduction. So what we did during this day, Ellen also was just a little bit acknowledged about this, but basically the goal for us, for our winterization process is to compile this template, this sheet. The sheet is properly giving the points standing to the different credits. Okay, and this sheet, as you can see, is okay. Credit number 1, document resilience, is present. Can we assess that? Yes or no? If we can assess that, how many points we can give to that? Okay, we can give a point. And here in this table, you can see which type of phases the protocol is taking in consideration. For example, just to explain, and tell me if I'm going too fast, okay? No, I'm going fast because I know that someone is hurry. But for example, let's take the credit number 1 in the area resilience. So all these credits are assessing we can say, resilience of our building conductance. The credit 1 is document resilience. And the document resilience provides that some action into the preliminary phase, execution phase, and post-execution conduction phase are taken in order to achieve the credit, okay? To make it more simple, I will make by the questionnaire. And then I also explain what is this questionnaire. As you can see from this questionnaire, for each credit, there are some questions for each of the 4 phases, P, D, E, and C. And the questions are saying, okay, are the existing previous documentation about the building that is giving information about historical document, knowledge of the building, and so on? So if the answer to this question is yes, then a score is given to the credit, okay? Similarly for the other phase. In this case, there is no project phase requirement, but there is a requirement into the execution phase. Are the documents of the building, of the new building, registered in a way so the new intervention are registered? Yes or no? And this give a point to the credit. There is a plan for adjourning documentation. So for the post-execution, there is a plan to update the documents and all the modification of the building, yes or no? Standing to this operation, we can say that the protocol provides, in order to follow up the process, you can obtain a credit or not, okay? So 3 things. 1, a credit is a score, okay? So it's not a win, it's not a bad thing or a good thing. It's just a number, okay? So the meaning of this questionnaire is, in the case of winterization, assess the current state. So what is now, okay? Without saying is too bad, is too good, and so on. Surely a lot of these questions will have answer no, or some of them will have answer partially, but it's not a problem, okay? Because what we have to do with the winterization phase is learn how to apply this protocol, and of course starting to give some scores, okay? Starting to understand which is the logic. So I will provide this questionnaire for each building to Ellen and to Enzo, and I ask them to respond to the questions that are listed here. These questions will help me to give the score for each one of the credit. Okay, so just to summarize, LEED is giving a general overall evaluation score. The score is given by credits. The credits are organized into areas of sustainability. You can see resilience, connection and territory, water and energy are all dimensions that in a way are measuring the sustainability of the building. Each credit is given if some action, something is done into the 4 phases: preliminary, so before project, during the project, during the execution, so during the construction itself, and also after the construction. These are the 4 phases that the protocol considers. Okay. So if something is done into the project phase, into the preliminary phase, and so on, it gives you some point related to the credit. Okay. Finally, you have an overall scoring for each credit and an overall pointing. So when you are summing all of them, you have the LEED certification condominium score. Okay. This is the logic. Okay. For now, everything is clear and so on. So this meeting is properly
Can you
to like,
mention?
yeah.
Can you please? Thank you very much. We have everything here. 3 points. You said so. The LEED protocol. It's 3 points. You said 3 spheres, which need to be the name of these spheres. Which you said.
Yeah.
Which
So
one? 3.
the spheres are more than 3. The spheres are resilience. So the process of construction will be evaluated in terms of resilience. Resilience in different forms. You can see the name of the credit here. So in resilience, it has been evaluated how the building construction process can in a way respond to critical situation. Okay.
Okay,
Then
next one, connection and territory.
Connection and territory. So how much the building is prepared to also to the adversities and to the constraints of the surrounding environment. For example, the first credit is the sustainability of the construction site. So how much we take the sustainability of the site of construction. For example, how much we care about having an impact assessment of the building before making, how much we consider the impact of the building into the existing territory and so on. Alternative transportation, how much it is integrated with the current network of transportation, how much is managing the meteoric waters. So the second area is related to the building inserted into the context and how the building is in a way integrated into the context in a good way. Okay, so it's not just, I don't know, a cathedral in the desert. A cathedral in the desert is totally disconnected with the surrounding. Indeed, a building that is considering to manage the water, the heat islands, the artificial lighting, and so on, is not just a construction in a place, but something that is into the net of the urban environment. Okay. Then, water and energy. How we think about the management of water and energy from the beginning to the end of the construction. For example, in this credit, there is also how much we count the water used during construction and how much the energy used during construction. So this area is in a way measuring how much we have been able to efficiently use water and energy. Okay. Then the other sphere is material and resources. So how much we have been good in using the material and the resources in each of the phase of the construction. So preliminary, the project, execution, and conductance. Conductance means after the building. Okay, so the normal routine, we can say. And of course, in material and resource, there are also credit related to the manage of waste of construction. So how much we think on the impact in terms of waste of our building. Okay, so how much we manage, for example, to reuse or manage the waste from construction. I don't know, the plastic of the material things, the dust that is produced. I don't know, something like this. Then there is perceived quality. So how much we take care on like the perceived quality of the environment of the building. So for example, how much we take in consideration the air quality in that area where we construct, how much we take care about the indoor quality into the building, how much there was like no smoking areas and so on. So how much we have been able to create for the users a good environment, okay, a good quality environment. Then the last two are innovation in design. So if we make some innovation in our design in terms of sustainability, and regional priority, this is like a special credit. Like I don't know how much it is applicable for our case, but in a way is measuring the priority in terms of land regional priority. That means if I constructed, I don't know, in Milan, or if I constructed in a very relevant place, how much this is taken in consideration because it's, I don't know, prestigious area, I don't know. Okay. So each one of these areas have some credits, and the credits is considering a particular aspect of that area. And the credit is evaluated in every of the 4 phases of construction. So the LEED protocol, as I said, is considering not just the end. It's considering from the beginning, when you start planning, when you start even make the pre-feasibility, till the after phase. So how much, for example, you give indication for the post-construction. And you will see that now I'll get into the webinar, into the questionnaire. I don't know if I responded to your question. Irina.
Okay, for me it's clear. I will be out. If you will continue. I will see record in the evening. You already finished?
No. I have still a
beginning.
little. No. It's like half. We can say not beginning, but the half. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Any question from now?
Давайте заполнять.
We need to complete this for each of building or what? What is the task?
Yeah, the task is now with Arseni, we are finishing this questionnaire. So Ellen already know a bit because we make a simulation the last time, okay? So actually the last time I asked Ellen some questions and she responded to me, and standing to that, I give a score, okay? Because I understand that she has taken in consideration into the execution something or something relevant for the credit or something not, okay? So actually we are producing this questionnaire, and this need to be compiled for each building, okay? So for each building we have to, yeah.
У меня есть один вопрос, можно? I have one question. Артемий, помогайте. Арсений, помогайте.
Да.
Да,
Так,
вот в
это...
этом перечне RE1 я вижу архитектуру, вижу конструктив, но я не вижу инженерных систем. Насколько важно, чтобы... Я считаю, что это важно, чтобы была информация о том, как в здании идут инженерные системы. Можно ли сюда это внести?
Добре, перекладаю. Domenico, Helen wants to ask if it's possible to add to the list of RE1 the engineering systems, because she sees the architecture, she sees the environment, but she wants to include, and she thinks it's really crucial to add the engineering systems, if it's possible.
Ventilation, conditionation, электрика, то есть здесь нету этих систем.
Ellen, there is already in the protocol, okay? So actually, if we decide to apply this protocol, the protocol of LEED, we cannot add the new parts. We cannot add, because this is like the official LEED protocol. But to respond to your question,
Окей. Окей.
to respond to
Я
your
поняла,
question,
Арсений, это протокол, который мы не можем менять.
Да.
Мгм.
to respond to
Okay.
the question, yeah, the
Okay.
part that you mentioned, there are this part into, and I'll tell you where, into the water and energy management is being asked, for example, the performances of ventilation system, the performances of energy system, the performances of renewables, and so on. So there is the question that you asked, they are in this sphere, water and energy. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So if everything is clear since now, few notes about the compilation of the webinar, of the questionnaire. So as I said, the questionnaire is, we can say, it need time and patience to be compiled. What does it mean? That I suggest Ellen and everyone that is compiling this to take half an hour, 1 hour, dedicate to this, and respond one by one. Really, also with simplicity. We have not to think super hard things, because we have to assess the state. So what is now? As I said, is not a win, is not a lose, is a score, is a measure, so it's neutral, is not good or bad. Surely something is not possible to measure, okay? Surely, for that, do you have a sample? Yes, I will make you a sample. Surely something we didn't think about. Surely something we think about, but is not here. Okay, so no problem, is an assessment. So we have to just to say what it is, clear. Okay, sure, of course. I will share. Now we have to finish with Arseni, because we miss still some translation of the credits, because what we are doing is try to translate in this manual that you can see here. There is all the compilation criteria in Italian, but we are translating in Ukrainian and English, and make it into the form of the question. Okay, thank you, Irina. So for making, one example, let's make an example of a credit in all the phases. For example, let's go to the construction site. That is one that we didn't make with Ellen before.
Ok.
I'm going down. Okay, we are in the area connection with the territory. I put also before the question a brief description of the goals of the area, because remember, this protocol is not just a score, but it's a way to accompany the project manager, the construction, to take in consideration some criteria. So the goal is not to judge. The goal is to accompany and to let the people thinking on something. Okay, that's very important. In fact, usually this protocol is presented at the beginning at the construction, because the people think in advance what they need and so on. We in exceptional phase, of course, because we have to learn, and because it's the first time, we are applying at the very end, but no problem. The thing that also Ellen has experimented the last time, also if we understand that something is missing, is a learning process. So we learn that this can be important the next time. Okay. So, for example, sustainable construction site. This credit is considering the sustainability of the construction site. In the preliminary phase, the credit is asking, did possible the redevelopment action has been identified to prepare a site plan preliminary in order to verify the existence of space for intervention? This means, did you plan, for example, to make the site in another place if something is going wrong? So if you plan in advance, you are considering the sustainability of the construction site. So I'll give you a credit. That means that your project design is sustainable. So is considering this dimension. Then into the project side has been drafted an execution and construction work developed on base of different needs and use and occupation of the building. This plan must contain a minimum of description of the construction site and planning activities and sub-phases, plan of the area and various phases of intervention with position of vehicles, deposit, toilets, and so on. Aspect of maintenance of the usability of space and internal mobility outside the condominium area. Actually, the credit here is asking you into the project phase. So when you have just decided to make the building, did you plan an execution and a construction works? Okay, the response can be surely yes, but this plan has considered the planned activity, all the Gantt, all the, like we can say, the occupation, the space that are needed for the vehicles and deposits and toilets. Remember that we are measuring the sustainability of the construction site. So if in our plan, we say, okay, for our building is not just the building space, but I need some space for the camion, some space for the toilet, some space for the elevators and so on, the toilets and so on. I mean that I make a smart organization of my construction site. During the execution, let's go into execution. Are there photographers and regular inspection reports of the correct implementation of the plan, and the control of erosion and sedimentation, and the execution plan of the construction site works defined in the design phase? So even if I make a good plan, during my execution, I take in continuous control that the plan is stick to what I design. And also, I'm controlling that, for example, I don't produce too much dust from erosion, too much sediments from the construction works. And I take care of this element during the, I take care of this element during the construction. If yes, I give you a credit, because in your execution, you are giving a look, giving an eye to the sustainability of the site. Okay. Last one. Okay, no, the last one, there is no nothing in the credit. So when you see none, that means that in this sub phase of construction, so after building in this case, there is no action that is taken into consideration, and basically you cannot respond to this. When is known, you can skip, because the credit is not evaluating you in that particular phase. Okay, everything is clear?
Якщо у вас є питання, можете
Не,
питати,
я
перекладу.
просто не увидела, что я выключила микрофон. Окей, я читаю то, что он говорит, поэтому у меня пока нет вопросов.
Yeah. As you can see, the protocol is very...
There are no questions, so you can...
Okay. The protocol is very accompanying you during the full process of the building. Okay. So, of course, it's a scoring, but it also a way to suggest you to think about something. Okay, so that's why it's helping to improve the sustainability of the building. Because, for example, not all the building constructor are considering, I don't know, the dust that they are going to produce. But if you have something that is giving a score, you are more you take more attention to that element. Okay, and that's it. That's like this for everyone. One last thing. For some credits, there are the so-called excellencies. Okay, so the excellencies is something that if you do, I give you extra points. Okay. In our case, we take like the example, for example, with Ellen last time. For the fire prevention, we analyzed the credit of fire prevention, and Ellen said to me, yes, we did fire prevention, but also we did bomb prevention. Cool. You mean that you reach an excellencies. So something that is not normally in the protocol, but is an added value. So if the building is resistant to the bombs, eventually it can also be resistant also to the fire things. And so I give you more credits for that because you think more on the topic. Okay? Everything's clear till now?
Yes.
Okay. So, as I said, we are preparing for each building the same questionnaire. So I will make a copy of this file. These, I give you to Helen and to Enzo. And then from their answer, you can be also in Ukrainian if you want, Helen, because I will translate eventually with Arseni. Just use this space. For each question, I put some space, okay? So if something is like we have no data about it, you can write we have no data. If something is you need explanation, call me. If something is missing, missing. If something there is and there is more, just describe. Okay, so fire prevention. There is the fire prevention standing to the norms in Ukraine, and these norms are given. Okay, I understand that there is, and so I give you a credit. Okay, so you have the scope of this survey is to let me understand what's there. Actually, I have not been in European, and so I'm asking Ellen and Enzo to let me understand some elements. Okay. Okay, that's it.
Все зрозуміло? Треба переклад?
Да, вы мне потом объясните. Я поняла, что нужно заполнить. У меня один вопрос только есть, один на самом деле. Он хочет, чтобы мы заполнили такой простик на каждое здание. Наташ, может, ви це сразу мені відповідаєте на це?
Так. Він це казав раніше, але я можу перепитати.
Не надо. Если он такое говорил, то окей. Ну, или спросите, да. На каждое здание такой нужно опросник заполнить. Я заполню.
Domenica, do you want Helen to finish this survey to each building or just to the mineral?
No, potentially for each building.
Потенціально для кожного будинку.
Yeah, because we have to report to OCHA, because Ernesto has asked for all. But I think that if you start for mineral, then the other will be easy because you did once and you understand, and the more that you are doing it, then you know what to do, and it's easy. We have only a request. Now I'll try to give this questionnaire ready for tomorrow because we are finishing with Arseni to translate. We have a meeting with the GBC, with the Green Building Council, on the 8th of March, so on the next Wednesday. I know that maybe for all the buildings can be difficult. So I ask that if at least one can be compiled for the 8, okay? So at least one we can give to the GBC so they can give us their feedback and their advice, okay? And then let's think to compile all for the half of the month, so for the 15th of March. What do you think, Ellen? Do you think it's feasible?
Арсений, помогите мне с вопросом. Что я должна ответить на вопрос?
Питання в тому, що чи ми зможемо заповнити хоча б один цей опитувальник до 8 березня, а більше до... Domenica, I haven't heard you. From to which date we need to compile all of this surveys?
So
Не вижу с этим проблем.
all of that possibly for the 15th of March. Possibly. If before, better before is better, of course. But let's say after. Okay.
Мы начнем с того, что я заполню минерал. Вот тут, да, мы с минерала начали, я минерал сейчас смотрю. Я пытаюсь только одно понять. Здесь 48 страниц, с учетом того, что это перевод. Да, нужно ответить на каждый вопрос. Правильно?
Okay. And the other request, one moment. The other request is that even if the 15th of March is the deadline, at least one for next Wednesdays. So just one for the 8th of March. Because we have
Значит,
the
смотрите, ребята, переведите, пожалуйста, ему. У меня на выходных день рождения, я не буду этого делать. А затем 7 числа я уезжаю во Львов, поэтому я до 7 числа должна ему буду делать. Как минимум один я сделаю. Только я смотрю, что, Арсений, вы еще не все перевели здесь, да?
Да, я не все перевел. У меня...
Они...
32, 27, да тут половина еще не переведена.
Завтра они переведут, завтра
Хорошо.
вам дадут файлик, и потом...
Да, давайте. Я могу пока работать с первой частью.
I don't know.
Арсений пропал?
So, Domenico, we are waiting for the final version, this translation tomorrow. But could Helena start working at this file today with the...
Sure.
Okay.
Of course.
So she could start, and she is probably... she wants to finish it on Monday till 7. This 7 of March, this document.
Sure, yes. Let me send you in the chat the document, but yes, of course. Okay?
Yes. Okay.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you
for your attention.
For your work.
Yeah. Thank you. Ciao.
Ciao. Thank you. Bye-bye.